It was all a dream.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Let's start dreaming.
It alters your life and you never think the same again.
Some dumb thing on the edges of nowhere.
A collection of question marks stuck together into a pit of darkness. No logic, no reason, no explanation.
We can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice between fear and love.
That's just deep, bro. That's deep.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Let's Start Dreaming podcast, episode 18. My name is Mikey, and
my name is Carson. This is the L.S.D. podcast, also known as the Long Stroking Dongs podcast, where we don't suck big dicks, but we do give them a couple strokes, a couple 1, 2, 3 strokes.
with your two favorite long stroking hosts over here. How are you doing, Carson?
I am pretty good. I could be better, but, I think we all could be better. I think we all are pretty sick of this pandemic, pretty sick of, life in the pandemic, but I'm getting through it. How about you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, that being said, 2020 is almost over, which is kind of cool because, it's bringing a lot of people up and giving them more positive mindsets, although I personally believe that the number on the calendar doesn't have to do anything with a mood or anything like that. But, to a lot, it is helpful.
Yeah, if it helps other people out, if it makes you feel better, then just that's awesome. But I agree with you that just because January 1st comes around doesn't mean anything's different.
You got any New Year's resolutions?
I don't do New Year's resolutions. I do resolutions on my birthday.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of my way of doing it. Is I'm like, all right, this year in my life, because that's a new year for me. The new year, it's like I don't even know. I don't even know what that is. Like that has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, no, I'm hip.
But it's like this is another year for me. This is a centennial moment. What do I got to be doing in this next 365 days of the story of Carson?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like the day after my birthday, I'm like, wow, I'm fucking 22 in this bitch. And like I said again, it's just a number on the calendar, but it represents a turning of age for us humans. But yeah, I was like, wow, I'm an adult. People are famous as fuck by my age and before my age, and here I am at my 9 to 5, not doing shit, trying to make $1 into a dime from this podcast and my music. But damn,
trying to lose money, trying to turn $1 to a dime.
Oh A dime to $1, my bad. I'm just stupid sometimes.
That reminds me of this really great lyric from the new Run the Jewels project when Killer Mike goes, make $1 government, they want a dozen dimes.
Make $1 government. I don't get that.
You make $1, the government, they want a dozen dimes.
Why do they want a dozen dimes?
You make $1.
Yeah.
And he's basically saying the government is taking all your money in taxes, Yeah.
Damn, yeah, I'm slow sometimes. Guys, I'm really slow sometimes. Especially with music lyrics that Carson shows me. Carson's level of music, his caliber of music that he listens to is just up here. And I'm down here. I'm just fuck that bitch and get that money. I'm like, yeah, this is fucking bars. and then you're over here listening to some crazy shit E equals MC squared, but I don't care because I got a new Lumiere in my hair. Why does she stare at me?
No, I like, fuck that bitch, get that money bars, but I like it when they're I've never heard this type, that type of bar. Young Gravy just dropped a new project and
fuck that guy.
and I actually like some of his I like his writing because it's it's very funny and tongue-in-cheek and original. He has this song on there called Whole Foods, and he's talking about giving her the non-GMO dick, I hop in the gluten-free pussy. I like that shit because it's just I've never heard anything like that.
He's always got themes to it. It seems like, is that a food theme in that album?
No, it's just I mean, you're right that his songs do tend to have based on the sample, more or less. A lot of the time, like the song Tampa Bay Bust Down, has this like country music sample, and it's, very much about like very much like that, old country type of vibe. If he has like a romantic song that he uses as the sample, he's talking about, falling in love with your mom. Like he's like, I go over to your house and like me and your mom are making eyes. She makes me meatloaf and then we fuck in the garage. Like he just that type of shit. But I do like how he does run with a theme on his songs, and he follows it up with really funny bars.
I thought you meant falling in love with his own mom. I was like, what kind of song is this? He's really on that Wincest wave, I guess. I don't know.
Jesus Christ. So let's
There's
get
this
some
kid in
Oedipus
kindergarten.
bars.
Yo, why did incest porn get so popular?
That's a great question.
Everywhere. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, like, I'm a partaker in the stepbro, stepsis, stepmom stuff. I'll admit it on camera. I think it's interesting to me. It's unique. I like it. Now, would I ever do that in person? No. But the aspect of watching it, it's like to me, it's taboo. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, that's
So I guess I just
what it
answered
is.
my own question.
No, yeah, it's
I do like it.
it's just like engaging in a taboo that, because for some reason that's the thing that a lot of people like with sex, is they like it to be like wrong in some way. They want it to be, socially unacceptable. Like a lot of people like public sex, they like voyeurism, because it's unacceptable and it's not something that you're supposed to be doing. And the step bro, step sis type thing, that's kind of the same category. What blows my mind is that it became like the most popular.
Most.
Because like the taboo that I like, with
You can't mention that on camera, can you?
well, no, with like
kidding.
the type of person, like the role play type of person, is like therapist, doctors, like people that are supposed to be professionals, and then they like, and then they just gobble up the nut.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you've been a bad student today.
Yeah, teachers, that's another great one. Like I like those a lot.
Did you say massage therapist? Massagers? Masseuse?
That used
kinda
to be
hot, too.
something. That was like my intro to watching porn, like was like massage porn. I don't know why, but it was one of the first things I found that I really liked, and then I just started watching exclusively massage porn, and then I evolved into other things, but that was like the starting point for me.
Now that I think about it, what would be the most popular genre? That seems like... Are we just so fucked up as a generation that we need some fucked up shit, or is that just human nature?
I wouldn't call it fucked up. I mean, I really wouldn't, because
I read somewhere that our generation has the least amount of sex compared to other generations. And
how do they know
maybe they had cameras?
Yeah, they got
everywhere.
cameras in everybody's house. Like nobody's fucking. This
all
is crazy.
We're living the Truman Show. Nobody's fucking.
All right,
But,
let's assume that's real. Let's assume
Okay.
that is the case.
Well,
Then
well,
go ahead.
what I was gonna say is that, like, I'm sure like fucking Romans and Greeks were just fucking in the streets, like, yo, that was bars. Romans and Greeks fucking in the streets, but like, no, like, I'm sure they got down. Like, they had, like, we can't do brothels here in America, like legal brothels. We can't have like prostitution.
Not yet.
Legalized sex workers. I won't pay for them, but you guys can.
Here's the okay, so we're talking Romans and Greeks. Well, part of that culture, I can't speak for Roman culture, but Greek culture specifically, part of that culture was, sex. That was a big part of it. And like bisexuality was not looked down upon. It was actually encouraged, and it was seen as sort of the norm.
Really?
You like, if you're a guy in your 40s, like hooking up with like a 15-year-old boy. That was just part
Yeah,
of the
wait.
culture.
Yeah, no, wait. I was about to say, talking about the Greeks now, like they were on some younger male shit, were they not?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why? What was behind that?
I don't know. I really don't know. It was just part of the culture that they established. That like it was very normal for like an older man to like take a younger man kind of under his wing per se, and like have a sexual relationship with him. And
All right, Aristotle. This is how you do it. Now bend over. You feel that stroke? She's gonna want that.
it is bizarre. It is bizarre, but then there's also cultures throughout time, most of them, especially when Christianity came into the picture, that are anti-sex, that are pro abstinence, pro marriage in some way, shape, or form, anti homosexuality. All those values come from religion, and I think there was a big part of history that had that as the theme, and then we came into America post 1700s. It was a very anti-sex, very prudish thing that we had going on, and then as time went on, we've become more evolved and more accepting of that type of shit.
Sexually liberated, internet, access
Yeah.
to porn, amazingness.
But that's what I was gonna say about the about our generation. Let's assume that our generation has less sex than the other ones, than the prior generations. Well, there's way more stimulus
Yeah,
to distract you. So like pornography is probably a big part of that.
Yeah, if you can jerk off without even leaving your bed, and like get that dopamine release of having an orgasm, like the incentive to have sex with somebody, I think, is gonna be a lot lower. Just because,
What do you think people were doing before? They were like, well, I want to jerk off, but I can't do it in my bed.
And they go to the toilet, where a normal person goes to, and rubs one out and flushes it down the toilet.
Is that
No,
normal?
Kidding.
I've always heard. I remember I went to
Maybe.
summer camp, and we were talking about jerking off, because that's what you do at summer camp. You talk to other
course.
boys your age,
and on a podcast too.
yeah. Well, like when you're a young boy at summer camp, then you and all the other young boys like kind of compare notes, and we were talking about like jerking off, and a couple guys were like, "Oh yeah, I do it in the shower. That's where I do it."
I've
And I'm
never
like,
done that.
That's whack, bro. That's
Maybe once
fucking
or
whack.
twice.
That's whack.
A lot of people do that. They're like, "Oh yeah, just hit in the shower." I'm like, "What? Water is not a lubricant."
It's not. It doesn't work.
Water is not lubricant, and your phone was not waterproof back then. You probably didn't have a phone back then.
Yeah.
Your iPod wasn't waterproof. I mean,
Yeah, your iPod Touch was not waterproof. You'd have to put it in a plastic bag. That would muffle some of the sound. Sound's a very
and the vision
important part.
too. Oh my god. Boys
I
really
never
did
got
talk
that.
about masturbating a lot, though. I'm a toilet jerker.
A toilet
From
jerker.
time to time.
That's not
'Cause it's-
comfortable, man.
It's so convenient, and then like also, I'm really going deep on this. I'm letting the internet hear this. Goddamn. But like, when you're taking a shit, your prostate gets tickled.
Right?
It gets stimulated. So like, I guess it's part of the pleasure is like after you take a shit, you're like, oh, why am I talking about this on camera?
Well, that does bring up something I just did a couple days ago for the first time.
All right.
I shaved my asshole.
Ooh.
Like,
How did that
because
go?
I've never done that, but
I've never done that either.
I have this fucking Manscaped thing now, and it's just like it's so skin safe. Like you can use it on any part of your body. Like this, not obviously not an ad for Manscaped.
No, it is. It's a paid promotion from Manscaped. Get your nuts shaved so you can get your nuts saved by a nice nut sucking. Nut shave today.
But I've been shaving my nuts. I've been shaving my chest. I've been doing a lot of things with it. I don't use it on my face. I just use it on my body. And I've kind of always had this problem that I think a lot of guys have, is that your asshole has so much hair around it. It's just like it's like a net. Like you're catching
For
so much.
dingleberries?
Yeah, you're catching so much, and like you kind of like if you don't have a bidet, you got to fucking get in there with like wet toilet paper, and that's a mess. And I don't want to do
Yo.
that.
The bidet master race people when the pandemic hit around, I bet they were just all laughing at us like fucking normies. Don't even know what a bidet is, don't even know how to use it. I would like to use one.
I got my dad a bidet for his birthday.
Does he enjoy it?
I think so.
I used to be a temp, so I would work from office to office, and one time I worked at this, what do you call it, like bathroom office, this bathroom like sales place, so they had like fucking sinks and tubs and showers, and it was kind of crazy to me because if you ever watch The Office, you know how like knowledgeable they are of paper at Dunder Mifflin. It's just like I work at a glass shop right now. Everyone's knowledgeable about glass and hardware for doors and glasses. But like, people just like, oh yeah, you need your flex tube to attach to the defibrillator, and then, we got this Moen model 979. It's got great ass resting, and like they just know everything about fucking shit. And it's like, it makes me sad because like I don't want to ever be knowledgeable. I don't want to be in a job like that where I'm like selling something like that and I'm just so fucking knowledgeable about everything. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, obviously, but like, if it pertains to your job, you got to learn a thing or two about it. But where I was going with that was that they had a bidet at the bathroom, and I didn't use it.
It's nice, man. It's nice.
Dude, I bet they were all just washing their asshole every time they took a shit there.
I need to whenever I move out of my house, like my parents' house, one order of business is that I need to have a bidet wherever I live, because like I can fucking kind of manage myself right now because I kind of have some level of privacy where it's like, look, if I take a shit, I can, wipe with wet toilet paper. Sometimes I take a shower right afterwards, so it's like irrelevant.
Yeah.
I've used the bidet that my dad set up, like I set up for my dad downstairs, and it's like, man, like, why isn't everybody doing this? It's amazing. It's like everybody else is just walking around with just dirty butts.
Stinky buttholes.
And like Oprah made a great point when she was like talking about, I think it was on Oprah's favorite thing. She was talking about her bidet. She was like, dude, if you had poop on your arm, would you just take dry paper and wipe it off? No, you'd use water. You'd use soap. You'd clean yourself. Why is your butthole any different?
You got me dumbfounded a little bit. Like right now, like right as you said that. Wow. Because like if you ever like fuck up wiping and you get some on your hands, somehow if you're just stupid and fuck up, you're not stupid, but like you're like isolating that arm away from everything. You're putting that shit under the sink and scrubbing for like 5 minutes. You're like, ew, I just touched shit by accident. Like fuck.
Yeah, use half the bottle of soap. You're just fucking scrubbing that shit.
But then your asshole just gets dry paper.
Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
Damn. I saw that. I've seen like 1 or 2 TikToks about bidets with this like classic piano music in the background, and then like this beautiful melody comes in when the water hits their butt, and they just shed a tear because it's so beautiful. One of our frat brothers watches this podcast religiously, and he made a comment to me last week or 2 weeks ago about the butt juices I talked about in one of the earlier episodes about how like how I'm horny and my butt juices start falling out, and he's like, what the fuck? Something along those lines. I'm just wondering what he's gonna think when he hears this one. I'm wondering what y'all are gonna think when you hear this one, but
my earlier point about shaving my ass is that it was I did it. I shaved my asshole. It was tough. You put one leg up on the toilet. I put my phone underneath to serve it as some sort of mirror so I could like, see what I was doing. And I gotta admit, man, like, it's like, fuck, like, why haven't I been doing this? Like, taking a shit is such a clean process now.
I never shaved my butthole. I feel like it would just be so uncomfortable growing back in. Like, sometimes you shave your tree down there, your whole forest down there, and then, like, when it's, after, like, a couple days, you're running or you're doing something, and you just feel all that, the scruff on. Oh my god, it's horrible.
But that's the thing about this, another fucking kind of half plug for the Manscaped. Like, it does this thing where you can put a guard on it, so you're not shaving the hair down to the skin. But it's like so
Oh,
damn close. It's like fucking ever so close. So that's what I do with my balls because I don't want to even run the risk of snagging my balls at all. And so it's just like ever so slightly there's some hair there, and it doesn't like have this like rough edge of the hair. It kind of keeps it soft somehow. So like
huh.
I shave my nuts with it, and I shave my armpits with it, and there's no discomfort. That discomfort I've always gotten from shaving those areas uh,
Yeah,
afterwards,
the
like it
armpit
doesn't
sounds really
exist.
uncomfortable.
I didn't
Oh,
realize for a very long time that you're supposed to shave your armpits as a man. Like you're
what?
supposed to trim them because like I
Are you?
yeah, because if your armpit hair gets to a certain length, you're gonna stink. Like it stinks, and I was always like thinking like, man, I need like fucking heavy duty deodorant because like my deodorant just wears out after a certain point in the day and it sucks. Like I hate this. And my dad was like, well, why is your armpit hair so long? Like trim it. Like that's what you got to be doing is trimming your hair because it's gonna smell up the joint.
Huh. Today I learned. When you were a kid, did you ever use scissors to trim your pubes?
I did. I did. The junk drawer scissors from the fucking
Yeah.
from the kitchen.
Just taking them. Mom's like, what are you doing with those scissors? Uh, art, nothing. One time, I got some like some hair on the base of my shaft, and I pulled it up, and I cut it, but I didn't realize I cut some skin off too.
Mm.
And I don't know why, but there was just like a layer of like whiteness underneath. I don't know what layer of skin that was, but it was so weird. It's like it was like fat on a piece of meat, like fat on chicken or fat on a pork shoulder, and it was so weird.
That is whack.
And it was always it's just always so busted when you use the scissors. You're just like
Yeah,
it's
no,
so
that's
busted.
no. I gotta admit, man. Like I keep going back to it, but this fucking trimmer has saved my life. It has made my life 1,000 times easier. It's the best thing I've ever gotten for my birthday. You know,
Really?
it's the best birthday present I think I've ever received. I've gotten a
Do you,
lot of crazy good shit for my birthday.
yeah, like the sway shout out?
The sway shout out, that was like that was fucking awesome. That was so fucking awesome. But like just in a practical sense, this is the best thing I've ever gotten because as far as like a thing that was a lot of fun or that was really cool, that was amazing experience. Like the sway shout out is still number two to my I think it was my 12th or 13th birthday. My dad picked me up from school. Like they called the front office. Carson, go to the front office. Your father's here to see you. Middle of the day. I didn't know what was going on. My birthday was either that day or the next day. So, it's my birthday, but I'm just confused. I'm like, what's my dad doing here at school? And my dad just stone faced, get in the car. I think I'm in trouble. I think something's going on. I get in the car. I'm like, what, Dad? What's going on? He's like, I didn't tell you, but we scheduled an appointment for you today. I'm like, what?
A
He's
lobotomy?
like, he was like, we scheduled an appointment for you today for he said something about my ass. Like he was like, he's like, we need to get your colon checked. So the doctor's gonna, it's gonna be fine. They're just gonna put a camera,
What's going
they're
on?
gonna put a camera in your butt, but you're gonna be a little bit sedated. And I was just freaking out. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why would you not tell me about this? And it was like 15 minutes of me just freaking out until he eventually was like, nah, we're just going to the Eagles game. And he,
That's fucking awesome.
and he took me up to DC and we went to the fucking Eagles game.
Oh my god, what a motherfucker. He just he strung you on like that. Were you scared?
I was scared. I was scared as shit and until we got there, dude, that was such a great day. We got
That
there.
sounds like a fucking great present. That sounds like an amazing present.
He fucking and
Wow.
it was a if you're a football fan watching this, you'll know this is when Vic was still on the Eagles and we were playing Washington. We went to see it at Washington Stadium. We were some of the only Eagles fans there, and they just Philly just put a beating on them. It was 59-26. I remember the score. They just put an ass whooping on Washington, and it was such a great way to end the birthday.
Damn. How old are you?
12 or 13.
Aw. That's a really sweet thing of your dad to do. I don't know if I've ever had presents like that. But, you know, shout out to parents who get really creative. That reminds me, like, Christmas, I was like 12, 10, 11, 12. I was being an ungrateful motherfucker. Like, I got these gifts. I was like, yay. But there was something I really wanted. It was DJ Hero for the Xbox 360. And I didn't get it. And I was, like, pissed because I was like, yo, I asked for this. I was being so ungrateful. Let me just, I said that before. I'll say it again. I'll put that out there. And then my mom's like, check your email. And so I have an email from Santa Claus at the northpole.com or whatever saying like, oh, Michael, I forgot. I accidentally forgot one of your gifts. You need to go to Best Buy and pick it up and it should be there. And I literally went to Best Buy and got that shit like the next day. And the effort they went through to do that from their ungrateful little bitch son, it's crazy. Like what? Like,
Yeah.
I want to put the email on the screen, low key. Not right now, but like post editing. But like, thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Fucking tits.
I love I've never felt like I've been ungrateful for shit because like I understand that my parents go through a lot for me and my sister. And even if I was like having, a bitchy little kid and I've always been so non-confrontational that like even if I was like, oh, I didn't get the things I wanted, I'd be like, oh, this was such a great Christmas, this was such a great birthday. Like I would never ever in a million years say like, but I didn't get this, because I couldn't muster it.
Yeah, well, now that I'm older, obviously, I could get fucking nothing. I could get a strain of hair, and I'm like, I love Christmas. I love the aspect of giving now.
Yeah,
It's a great feeling.
as you get older, I think that's what it turns into, is like the giving gifts is way better than the receiving.
Because, like, if someone means something to you, it's the time of year to show it. And just surprising somebody with, like, something so original or so fucking cool and they had no idea. Oh, my God. Just puts a smile inside my heart. And just a big old inside my heart.
Yeah, no, that's the best, man. That's the best. The stuff I got for my family this year, I'm real excited about, because the way me and my family always do it is we do stuff on Christmas Day, like that's the quote unquote Santa gifts that
Yes.
that the stuff, kind of the bigger stuff. But on Christmas Eve, my sister, and my parents, we all get each other a gift for Christmas Eve, and we exchange those that day, and that's always like the most fun part.
One gift.
Yeah, just one thing, nothing too crazy expensive, but now that me and my sister have jobs and have money, like we're kind of starting to go all out, and we're like, well, my parents have been getting us like crazy awesome shit for our entire lives, and so it's like we want to hook them up now. We want to hook it up for them.
Last year, I think, was the first year I gave my parents a Christmas gift, but like, I stole my mom's purse from fucking Vera Bradley, like a fucking delinquent, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, like you didn't have to do that." Like she didn't know I stole it; she thought I bought it. She's like, "Mike, like I don't want you spending your money." Like she always says, "I want you to save your money for Christmas. I don't want a gift." And like she was like, I swear she was feeling so bad, and I was like, "Don't feel bad, Mom. Don't worry. I didn't spend nothing.
I didn't spend a dime on this shit."
I got my dad a back scratcher this year, though. He's always asking for a back scratcher, and he's always asking for someone to scratch his back. And I'm like, no, I don't want to scratch your oily back like I used to when I was a little kid. Ugh, oily motherfucker.
I think if it wasn't for COVID, I would have gotten everybody an experience, because I think that's a better gift in a lot of ways, is an experience rather than a physical gift. Because a lot, especially dads, it's kind of a stereotype that dads are impossible to shop for, like, because if they need something, they get it, and then they got it, so they don't need anything. And my dad, the go-to gifts for him were always like things for the grill, things for working out, kind of new workout accessories. Those are the go-tos. But what I really would like to do in the future is, like, for my mom, get her tickets to a Broadway show. For my dad, get him tickets to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert. For my sister,
Damn.
get her tickets to like a like either a comedy show or just a musician she really wants to see. Like I would get tickets to like, I don't know, fucking Tyler the Creator, and we could go together type shit.
One of my best gifts I received was an A$AP Rocky tickets from my ex-girlfriend. And literally, like, she was asking me, like, what do you want for my birthday? And I didn't really care. I don't want anything. But, like, I was like, all right, I had to give me this musical piece of equipment or, like, this other thing. And she's like, okay. Because she wanted me to, she was dead ass, like, I want to get you something. But, like, a couple weeks prior, I had told her, like, oh, my God, we should definitely go to this A$AP Rocky concert in January. Not thinking anything twice about it. I just told her, like, yeah, let's do this. And so Christmas, or my birthday weekend, she drives down to see me. And when it's my birthday, we wake up together, and she's like, all right, are you ready for your present? And she's like, yeah. And she whips out her phone, and she shows me the tickets. And I literally just start crying because I was like, holy fuck, I didn't even tell you I wanted A$AP Rocky tickets. That wasn't even in my mind. And
Yeah.
you knew. That's the best gift, because, like, it's not necessarily hard to get a gift for somebody if you know them. Like, if you genuinely know them or care about them, then it should be somewhat easy. Although, like, you know, sometimes you want to be creative and
Yeah.
do something real personal. But as I look at the clock, guys, it is time to end today's episode. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit the notification bell button, follow us on Instagram at Wade and Lowkey. Mine is Mikey LG. Carson is the Colossus of Clout. And stream our music on Spotify or Apple Music or SoundCloud. Our newest song, 3-Day Weekend. It's a bop. Carson, do you have anything to add?
Just check out my podcast. Comes out every Tuesday on this channel. I stopped uploading it to the audio only platform because nobody was listening to it on that, and I think it's a better experience to watch it anyway. But yeah, check that out. I talk about fun shit. The most recent one I did was a Reddit thing. I keep going back to the well of Reddit to kind of judge different subreddits and see what people posted on there, and have my reaction to them. So check that out. It's a lot of fun.
Everybody, I'll see you later.
Bye.
Been feeling
Disconnected now.
I get money, know I'm reckless now.
I get high, coming off the ground.
This life is a prison, someone let me out. Been feeling
Disconnected now.
I get money, know I'm reckless now.
I get high, coming off the ground.
This life is a prison, someone let me